Welcome to London Business School, where today we're hosting the third annual conference for the LGBT students and professionals.
One of the ways I teach middle-aged white men about diversity is to remind them of a sports team and ask them to pick their favorite sport. And I'll ask them if they want to choose a team that has only one skill and that looks like them. And they're going to play me. I'm going to have a diverse team, and I'm going to have all the skill positions and all the different talents and all the different roles. And we're going to play, and which of us is going to win?
Well, for us, it actually has ended up being a really powerful connection and affiliation group. And that's really turned into us for a really powerful way to attract talented and, future superstars.
McKinsey has no assets other than our people and our knowledge, and most of our knowledge resides in our people. So getting the world's best is absolutely mission critical for us.
You guys are our future. The people in the business schools today, in the engineering schools, are our future, and we have to give them the role models. We have to make sure they understand that they can be authentic at work, that it's more efficient if they bring their whole selves to work and they're not spending their energy hiding.
The culture in Microsoft is very inclusive and easygoing. It's a tech company, and we like innovation. We like to change the world, as we say, and do amazing new things.
And I think one of the key indicators is actually, it was actually quite challenging to set up the network at Unilever because people almost didn't see the point because they felt they had the support at Unilever. They felt that they were already in a place where they could thrive and be themselves. And I think that's, in a way, a great testament.
We recognize that if we want to do the best work for our clients that we can, we need a diversity of thought. The last thing that we want is to have groupthink when a client of ours approaches us and says, we have this really tough challenge, a tough problem we need you to help us with. And if we have a non-diversity set of folks in a room trying to think through that, that's not helpful. And that's whether it's academics or orientations or life experiences. So we need that. So we consciously look for diversity.
And what I've found really powerful is the degree to which individuals care about helping others be successful.
We've looked at diversity really from the tops down and from the bottoms up. But from the tops down, we created executive task forces in all of our diversity constituencies. But what we've done is we've asked senior vice presidents, so direct reports to our CEO, to each sponsor one of these diversity constituencies. So they may not be a member. So in the case of LGBT, we have a straight ally, but is a direct report to the CEO. And that's true of all the constituencies. So having that ally, that surrogate at the very senior tables makes a difference.
McKinsey was one of 3 organizations, Kimpton Hotel was another one, and I forget the third. One of 3 organizations only that did this on a global basis for same-sex partners, opposite-sex partners. We will actually gross up your income to help pay your taxes when the government is acting discriminatorily. That to me is sort of a gold standard.
I consider myself very lucky actually because I work for a charity. I do believe the third sector is generally speaking considered to be incredibly diverse but very inclusive of that diversity. But even we're coming to the table on this sort of for the first time. We're just about to set up our own LGBT network. It's called Magenta. And what's been great actually in the first few meetings is seeing the range of employees that actually will come to the table on that. So we have a number of employees who are LGB and or T, but also a number of allies who are really keen to support that agenda. And I think it sends a very, very clear message to our workforce and to the members that we work with.
But I think, really the things that count are the personal things which come from the leadership, and it comes from people seeing leaders step up openly as LGBT leaders and, taking a leadership role within the company.
And just seeing what difference it makes when leadership is willing to stand up and talk about it, and leadership is willing to go, not just say the words or have an email that supposedly supports, but actually physically go show up. makes a real difference.
For the last 20 years, McKinsey, I think, has been sort of leading edge in terms of finding LGBT talent. We were the first organization in the world, not the first consultancy, not the first private sector entity. We were the first entity of any sort to actually target the gay and lesbian group for recruiting purposes at Harvard Business School almost 19 years ago now. It made the press.
And so this is incredibly important for us to be able to go country by country and make sure our human capital is safe and welcome and integrated and leveraged on behalf of our clients.
For me, I was an out most of my career, and so authenticity and leadership, you can grow in a company up to a certain level, and then your leadership behaviors become more and more and more important. And if you hide a big part of yourself, it's actually difficult to really be an authentic leader. And in my early 40s, I decided to come out slowly but slowly, and it was actually super easy. Much easier than I ever would have dreamed in my wildest dream that it was, and it actually has made me a much better manager. I can see it. You know, we have manager feedback, we have scores, and because now I'm sharing a part of my life, and it's no big deal.
Ultimately, when you join, you know, it's up to you how you conduct yourself and how authentic and how comfortable you feel being authentic up front. It may very well be that you need to be cautious up front. But take some risks, very small risks. You know, find the allies, find the people that you feel comfortable with, and work up and out from there. And I think you'll be surprised, even in companies that may not be as progressive as American Express, I think you'll be surprised the informal network of support that you can build.
To really think, to be able to be themselves, to think about how they want to be themselves, what part of them they want to share with the people they work with, and how that will affect the kind of work they choose and what they want to do with their life, and not to just hide in a closet or hide under a rock, because actually the world has changed, it's changing, and you need to get out there and be able to be who you are.
Yeah, I would encourage the students to be open about who they are, because it makes them more authentic, and because it will help them expressing a different perspective in the workplace of the company they're joining. And if they are comfortable being out in general in that company, it's the kind of place they want to work for.
To be able to not only embrace your difference, but integrate it into your own authenticity at work is huge.
Finding the place to work that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you able to be yourself and to bring your whole self to work is so important, actually, because if ever you feel that you have to hide, you're never going to be productive, you're never going to be as brilliant as you can be.
I've never ever had anybody come to me and say, you should really hire me because I'm like everybody else.
This conference is not only about the people who are here, it's also about the people who aren't here. It's about the people who haven't taken the step to engage with us. We want to bring them in, so we're really looking forward to next year having more sponsors, but also having more participants who feel comfortable enough to engage with us and who see that being LGBT, being out at work, at school, is not something that's going to harm their career. It's something that's going to enhance the possibilities of their career. And that's why we're doing this.